Yo, what's up guys? So welcome back to the YouTube channel, and this is episode 3 of the CEX trade up. We've got our bag full of the stuff that we're going to take in, so let's go and see if we can find something off our list or if there's anything there that we just kind of fancy grabbing. So let's get to the train station and let's head into town. So someone is not wanting me to get to town today, so the train that I was getting on cancelled 8:40. The next one then doesn't get me into Wakefield till like 10:10. So I thought that's fine, go and grab a bus. Cancelled. Fucking cancelled. Oh yeah, and did I mention it's pissing it down today? On the upside, I do have the best peanut butter like protein bar going. Well, in a change of events, we ended up back on a train because we missed 3 buses in a row. They just didn't turn up. We've had a successful CEX day. Now I'm just going to grab something from this charge shop up the street, and then we're going to take a look at what we did, what we sold, what we bought. Yeah. So let me just start off by saying this is our usual focal length. This is the new one. How much better is that when it comes to the wideness? So that has been a very successful trip. Let's go through it. So first of all, what did we get from trading in? So in CEX, we got £51.40 in CEX trading value, as you can see on the receipt right here as well. Can you see? That might be a little bit too bright. Now this is obviously called the CEX trade up. However, we are using all second-hand trading pawn shops, but the title is just handy by putting CEX. That's just for clickability and ease of title. So we also traded in at Trade Me In, and at Trade Me In we got 160 for our trading value. So we will start with the Trade Me In item. From there I traded in my 14mm f2.8 Sigma lens. Yes, I did just pick it up the other day, but I traded that in because in CEX we got what we're currently filming on, but we'll explain that one in a minute. So from that lens, I got £160 in trading value. And if you guys remember from the first episode, I only paid 34 quid for that lens. So we got £126 value on top of what I paid for that lens. One thing I need to clarify is, in this series, when we pick up a item, if we have to add a fiver to it or a tenner or 20 quid on that day, we're going to put it into the category of where we are spending in the charge shops. So for example, we are currently on a charge shop spend of £1.50, but in the Trade Me In, to acquire what we then purchased with our credit, I had to pay £25.25. So I'm going to add that to the £1.50. because it's still money out of my pocket that I had to pay. It wasn't all done via a voucher, and I just didn't know where to put it. But I think if you put it in the spent in charge shop section, it's still a true reflection of the actual money we've had to spend. So instead of the expenses being what we spent in charge shops, the expenses is any money I've had to spend out of my pocket goes in there. So this item was in for £185, and that's still a bargain. But we obviously only spent £25.25 in cash, and then the £34 that it cost us for that lens, which we got an amazing payback on that. But again, I'll explain why I don't need that 14mm f2.8, and trading in was better than keeping it on this shelf. So from that shop, we picked up the Canon 60mm f2.8 macro lens. Now, there were a couple of decisions for me to make in today's CEX trade up video, and one of them was, do I want to get this Canon 60mm f2.8 because f2.8 isn't the greatest low aperture. I could have picked up a 50mm f1.8 for 76 quid, which is obviously a lot less than what I had to pay for this one. But There's a couple of reasons why I didn't do that. One, this 60mm lens is better than your general nifty 50. It just is better. But I'm looking to pick up a speed booster as part of this challenge, which has been added to the list. And that speed booster then would turn this 2.8 60mm macro lens into a 60mm f1.8 macro lens. So it would then let in the same amount of light, theoretically, as a 51.8, so it'd be just as good for portraits, but it's also got the better build, better optics, and the macro capabilities. And because of that, when it goes to my list of stuff I want to pick up, I can now knock off the Tamron 90mm macro lens and the 50 f1.8, because this will be staying forever. It takes the space of the 50, it's only 10mm more, and it also takes the space of the 90 because it's only 30 less, but it's the macro capabilities for food photography that I was wanting. So for a total spend of around 70 quid, including what we paid for that 14mm lens and the £25 we've had to add on, we've ticked off 2 lenses, and that's fantastic. That speed booster comes into my next decision as well, so let's talk about CEX. Like I said, in CEX we got £51.40 as trading value for DVDs, and like, it was in the video, you saw it. We then picked up a lens that was in there for £98, and that lens is the 10 to 18mm Canon lens. Why have we done that when we had a 14mm? Well, one, 10 to 18 is obviously 10 is wider than 14. This is going to be used for exactly what it's doing right now, slash hotels, restaurants. Now, obviously the 14 f2.8 had better glass and a lower aperture, but I think the versatility between a 10 to 18, which covers the 14, and a speed booster added, so this 10mm f4.5 then becomes an f3.5. It's getting closer to the f2.8. I think that is better for what I need it for than a straight 14mm f2.8. And with the value that I added compared to what I paid, to me it was a no-brainer. But I would love to know your opinion in the comment section. Did I mess up selling that 14mm to get this one or not? Now, just like the last one, we had to make a cash payment towards it because I hadn't taken enough to get this lens. However, this was the reason I went to get it, because this lens was available in the Castleford shop yesterday. I looked today, it sold. It then popped up available in this shop that we went to today, and I didn't want to risk losing it. But I also haven't hit any charge shops up over the last few days to get more towards it. This 60mm one was literally a on-the-spot decision. It was just there. I think it's an amazing pickup. I sort of looked at it. It ticked off 2 of the kind of lenses that I wanted, but into one lens. So to me, that was a no-brainer. But this one was 98, so minus what we got in vouchers, we had to pay 46.60. So into the expenses section goes 46.60. Now, obviously, that means my goal of hitting £3,000 worth of stuff from CEX is going to cost more than I originally wanted it to, because I am going to add cash if I need to at the end of getting vouchers if there's an item there that I think is a great addition. But we are still saving so much by doing it this way. I mean, this 60mm f2.8 last sold on eBay were between $370 and $440. This is an expensive lens second hand. We picked it up only having to pay £25.50 or whatever it was. That's an amazing deal. Now, I obviously need to keep all of these receipts safe for this video series, but also tax purposes. And do you also remember when I said we were doing, I'd given myself a budget for like camera bag equipment? I picked this up. It was £3 and it's really handy. So basically, the inside of this fits my M50 with the 10 to 18mm lens on it, which is the lens that's probably going to be on it the most, because obviously it's going to do a lot of video for YouTube. But it fits in here perfectly. It's a side bag and it just has really quick access, so I can pull it out and start shooting. And then obviously I'm going to be looking for a bigger, better backpack so I can fit in flashes, lenses, etc. But this is just really handy for sort of on-the-go YouTube style shooting. So at the end of this episode, we have £0 in the voucher money. We have nothing to then use next time, so we need to start hitting up some car boots and charity shops. And in our current expenses area, we have a expense of, I've just worked it out and completely forgot, £73.35. But we have ticked off two really important lenses for me in this challenge, which is this 60mm, like I said, it covered the space of two lenses. This is a we'll say £440 lens, because that's what the solds are showing. The max, obviously I'm going to go with the max because it's a price I could have had to pay for it. No, scrap that. To make this challenge harder, we're going to go with 370, which is the really average price that this sells for. So this is a £370 lens. I'm now going to add another counter at the end of this video here, which shows the value of the equipment that we have collected. So like I said, we're going to put this down one as 370. And this lens that we're currently shooting on is... In fact, I've just realised I haven't shown you the lens that we're shooting on, so let me just quickly swap lenses. So guys, this is the lens that I'm stoked to have picked up. This is the 10 to 18mm, and it's just class. It's an absolute class piece of kit, and it has that versatility for when it comes to video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Like I said, this is what we've now added as an expense. This is what we've got in total value when it comes to items we've got, and this is obviously zero right now because we haven't had any new voucher money. The next episode will be me going out to find cool stuff to flip. So yeah, hope you guys are enjoying it. This has been episode 3. Yeah, don't forget, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next video. It's going to be a fun series, and I'm stoked with what I picked up today. In the comment section, let me know, do you think what I've picked up today has been good? Because I most definitely do think there've been some class pickups. Catch you in the next one. See you later.